even work. I don't... Hello? I, whatever. Hi, I'm Plonk, and I've got a story to tell you. So, I don't really have much time, so I'll try to make it quick, okay? So I'm a Verdun, essentially a Fey evolved ancestor from your basic goblin. So after my family tragically perished in a fire that consumed our entire farm, I became a spy for one of the 4 elven families. One day on mission, my cover was blown, and there I stood facing down a firing squad. I took what I thought was going to be my last breath, and right as I heard the click of the crossbow triggers, I was magically whisked away to astral space in a spaceship. I don't know. Sure, the elves have traveled through astral space, but never a Verdun. Well, I was kind of forced to join this reconnaissance group, and our first mission was to gain information on the fluctuating elemental chaos. But instead, I released an all-powerful elemental being, and in doing so, our essences melded together, and I began to form new abilities. Abilities that allow me to summon and manipulate cold energy. I met some new acquaintances and made a new best friend in Tita. Oh, and I discovered this amazing drink called coffee. Coffee! It's terrible on its own, but if you add a ton of sugar, it tastes so good. Trust me, it gives you so much energy too. So I'm traveling with this new group. I've been collecting really interesting baubles and trinkets, and I have these cool new powers, but as they do, all good things must come to an end. That entity, the one who shares my essence, came for me. Apparently, I have a bigger purpose and must help it contain the elemental threat that ravages our galaxy, or something like that. I don't know. The team did all they could to try and stop it from taking me, but once this creator showed me a vision of the destruction and chaos taking place, I knew that I had to go with it. I knew that I had to help save our galaxy. And that's kind of where I am now, so if you want to know more, check out The Adventures of Plonk, airing Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Twitch, coming to you March 3rd.
Good evening, and welcome to Reserve Inspirations D&D, where my friends and I play a sci-fi homebrew version of Dungeons & Dragons for your entertainment. My name is Lauren Richard, one of your humble players, and I'm joined this evening by my friends and fellow adventurers, Priya, Kayla, Mike, and Sarah, who is running a bit behind. Hopefully she'll be here shortly. Of course, Andy is off screen, keeping things running smoothly. Thanks, Andy. And finally, our Galaxy Master, Aaron, who apparently also is running late for his own show. So irresponsible, if you ask me. Anyways, announcements for this week. We air our new shows on Mondays from 6 to 9 p.m. on Twitch. If that time does not work for you, do not fret. You can watch it anytime once it is posted to YouTube after Fridays at 10 a.m. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave your comments below the videos. You know we love it. I will cut to one of my comrades, Priya, for our social media update and space fact.
Hello there. I'm going to talk about social media again. So you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Just search up Reserve Inspiration and we should pop up. Give us a like and a follow, see what we're doing. We've also got a Discord server now. If you want to come and hang out, talk some D&D, the links to that are in our social media bios as well as our Twitch bio. And I'm really, really excited to announce that we have a new social media. We have a Patreon now. So if you would like to support us in any way, please head on over there. The links to that are in Twitch as well as our other social medias. And the very first piece of bonus content that you could see, should you become one of our patrons, is a special little mini episode about that one time when Minerva got captured. What happened while she was gone? So if you want to see that, consider becoming a patron patron of us and supporting our show. Yeah, that's it for social media. And for today's space fact, it's kind of a quick little fact, but it's one that we should probably all know if we're talking about space. I want to talk about the light year today. A light year is not a measurement of time, it's actually a measurement of distance. It is the amount of, it's the amount that light can travel in the course of 1 year. And this number is roughly equivalent to 6 trillion miles. So that's a 6 with 12 zeros. It's big. That's all from me. Now some words from Just the Tips.
Oh, Estelle, are you familiar with reserve inspiration, yes?
Oh, reserve inspiration. Yeah, your friend Michael is in their show. And so is Aaron.
Oh, stop now, you're making me blush, Estelle. Anyway, Reserve Inspiration will be releasing a new segment on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's nice. What's it called?
Well, I just can't remember right now. I know. Let's call Michael. He'll know.
No number. Hello.
Michael, I'm so glad you called.
But you called me. And how did your call get through? I blocked your number.
New number, Michael. Just one quick question, though. And I'll leave you to be.
Fine. What?
What's the name of your new segment coming out on Valentine's Day?
Oh, Estelle, you're there too. Great. It's called Just the Tips.
Excuse me, Michael. What did you just say to me?
Just the Tips. It's an instructional segment.
Go on.
An instructional segment helping both GMs and players get started with their favorite role-playing games.
Did he just say role play?
Yes, he did, Estelle.
Oh, spicy. Speaking of role playing, I would like to run a game like Aaron does, but I have no idea where to start.
You could start with Just the Tips. Aaron hosts GM tips, and I'm in one of the player-focused videos.
You heard Michael. Begin with Just the Tips coming this Valentine's Day.
Thank you guys for that fantastic sketch, I will say. So for those of you who are just joining us and possibly missed the beginning with our Adventures of Plonk, a main campaign miniseries spinoff will begin Wednesday, March 3rd and run for roughly 10 episodes. If you enjoy Christina's character Plonk, you should definitely check it out. Oh, Aaron,
absolutely.
You're here.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Just in time.
I was so late. My fault, you know, all that snow that we got. But anyway, Lauren, thank you so much for taking over in my absence. Appreciate that. Now, are we good? Do we have any other announcements? Have you taken care of everything?
No, yeah, we're ready for the recap.
Woo! All right, fantastic. Well, in that case, last time on Reserve Inspirations D&D, after recovering an artifact for their employer, Madame Fairchild, the party reconvened at their lair expecting a warm welcome from their friends Zanessi and Kubrick. Instead, lumbering about was Minerva's arch rival, number one. Following a short pissing contest between Minerva and one, luckily, Emmy jumped in and split them up before any punches were thrown. In search of helping rescue his beloved wife, Nolgatame, one sought out Minerva, the only person he knows with long-range magical tracking abilities. In complete desperation, he offered unfettered access to his lair, expertly forged magical items, and preferential treatment at his father Gurkis's forge. He even promised to forgive and forget all past transgressions from either side. Eventually, Emmy led the team to her favorite watering hole, the Slimy Lump, for a few drinks to ease group tension and celebrate a victory. Minerva tells Zoxa the decision to help one is his because ultimately it will delay travel to Vidalk, his home planet. Zoxa decides to help because he believes the reward will be beneficial in the long run. While at the Slimy Lump, Tita began to pound shots while Emmy haggled with Regis, the barkeep, about her ever-increasing past due tab. Minerva anxiously went around from person to person, scribbling a list of items each was interested in to have crafted by Gurkis. She promptly tried to leave, but was sucked in by Diambro wanting an arm wrestle. They said their goodbyes as Diambro was called by her deity to the front lines to the Fiend Wars. And Tita, mesmerized by the turtle shell bongo drums the bard duo was beating, he stealthily put his shell-like exterior in between and got beat like a bongo. Zoxa, refusing to dance with Emmy, miserably stood in the corner until Minerva and Zin invited him to join them on a walk to Gurkis' forge and to the library, which he happily accepted. Emmy, Tita, Modi, and Kubrick cut a rug on the dance floor and eventually stumbled their way back to the lair with the help of Diambra, but not before Tita and Emmy each took a hallucinogen tab, a drug that on a rare occasion can show you a glimpse into the future. And of course, as fate would have it, they both rolled a 6, which is the number they needed to get that. And they had the same vision, a vision of Tita being attacked in a challenging arena of moving columns. Meanwhile, Minerva, Zinesi, and Zoxa stopped by Gurkis' shop and gave him individual item requests as well as a special commission, a large drill tip. He's willing to attempt, but makes no promises. Zin bought the last element necessary to build her cannon. And once the purchase was made, they made their way to the library, which, as luck would have it, just closed. Minerva tried deceit, Zin tried her lockpicks, and Zoxa sought visual access so he could Misty step inside. All attempts were to no avail. If they wish to do some more research, they will have to get up very early in the next morning before leaving to save Nolgateam. But I believe where we're currently leaving off is the majority of the party has passed out back at the lair, but I believe Minerva, Zoxa, and Zinesi are on their way to Sad Kiel's manor, kind of in the middle of the night, for information. So I'm interested to see where this goes. So please, Minerva, Zoxa, and Zinesi, lead us on.
Amazing. All right. So I feel like it's totally dark out right now, but I'm just envisioning like Minerva power walking like down the street. And as she's doing that, she is going to start talking like kind of fast, but she basically just says, okay, Zinesi, I know this probably isn't the way that you wanted to find out about all this, but I think I should fill you in on what's going on with Azaziel, okay?
Okay.
So, a couple days ago, a week ago, I'm not really sure, I got a dream, one of his, and chains, blood, he's looking real, it was pretty gruesome. It looked like something was detaining him and torturing him in some way. He asked me to find the Tome of the Evernight and to destroy it, and that something else would be looking for it. That's essentially everything I've gotten from him. That is the last contact that I had with him. I don't know if he is alive or okay because it has been days since this happened. However, I've been having some suspicions of him of late, but I think I'm still going to see to it that I at least try to solve this.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, I got everything.
Many. Very many, but no time.
Well, we'll be walking for a bit.
So, what? Like, he's been captured.
presumably. If the vision was even truthful.
And you said you had suspicions. That leads me to my second point.
Yeah, I can't prove anything for sure, but I've had just this doubt growing in my mind for a little while now, and I have reason to believe that he took something from me that I am entirely not the same without. But if he dies, I'm never going to get answers about it. So I suppose, honestly, there's two reasons for me wanting to talk to Sadkiel. I want to know more about this book, and I want to see if maybe he can actually do something to find Azazel, because we don't have time to rescue him ourselves.
Okay. I just keep getting more questions.
Okay,
Can we trust this guy? Like, I know we're also kind of going to his house in the middle of the night. That's probably not the greatest attempt.
No, probably not, but it'll get his attention, or at least I'm assuming. I don't want to actually, do anything that would cause him to be upset, but as long as we're seen, then I think I might be able to communicate with him. Essentially what happened last time one of us communicated with him was Plonk, and Tita snuck into his manor, and he didn't like that very much, and then they entered some kind of void area with him and talked for a little bit, and then they told him that he should talk to me. So I guess I'm just going off of the assumption here that if I make myself seen, I will be approached in some way. The two of you can stay back if you want. I can tackle that part, but
I'm not going to stay back if it's dangerous.
Well,
the story is very interesting. I'll be going too.
Well, I'm not intending to do anything dangerous, but thanks. Anything else?
That's it for now, I suppose.
All right, so my question to you, Minerva, is how exactly are you getting to Sadkiel's Manor? It is on the top, very, very top peak of the volcano, right on the edge. You can actually, it's a nice spot because you can kind of, from one side of the manor, you can oversee the massive pools of magma and lava down below. And on the opposite side, you can see the sprawling oceans of Muspelheim. So it's a very beautiful sight on either side, but I don't know, it's very difficult to get up there. How would you like to make that trek?
I'm assuming that this is all being said because, there's no path to walk up there. Is there anything that looks climbable?
You can certainly try. That was something that Plonk and Tita had kind of looked into before, and they decided that it was probably better to do a drive-by with the fighter pod. Just because
true.
it's just steep rock. Really, there's no other way. Essentially, beings that live up there can fly, and that's how they get there, and that's their home. So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine trying to climb, but I'm trying to think of what Zoxenzen could do.
Zin, did you say something? Because if you did, it cut out.
No, I didn't. I just made a noise because.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, what's the plan?
Well, I've got 90 feet worth of teleports in me.
I can fly.
I don't think I could get there with that.
No, minimum couple hundred feet, minimum from the highest point that you would have access to easily.
Zin, didn't you mention something about wings earlier?
Yeah. The thing is, though, that's only for a minute.
Okay.
So we might need more time than that.
We could always go back for one of the pods and then just come back around up here. I mean, I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
That does seem like the best way to go about this.
All right.
Okay, so you're heading back to the lair,
Yep.
grabbing a pod.
Yes.
Okie dokie. So you guys make your way back. Meanwhile, everyone else gets back, stumbling, drunk off their asses. Diambra's trying to corral everyone. Even Modi's wasted. And yeah, they're just, Diambra's trying to corral. All right, yep. Just if you could just lay down. Yeah. Oh no. Oh, you. And then she's like running back and forth, trying to be like, can you just here, drink this, please. And then finally, is Atita, is there anything that you or Emmy, either of you, are doing as Diambra's trying to get the two of you and Kubrick and Modi to bed?
I'm probably looking for food, if there's any food around anywhere.
I will say that you see one just kind of like hulking over kind of in the darkness and the shadows, just eating something out of a bowl, but
Not that hungry. Not that.
Other than that, usually Kubrick cooks for you guys, and he is just as wasted as you. So there's definitely no Kubrick cooking going on right now.
Cool.
So you can go wander and see if you can find something. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Can I though? Because it's late. I've been drinking. Like I might just be stumbling about. Like I don't know that I'm trying to.
Hey, what would Tita do?
WWTTD.
I don't know. I don't know what he would do. I guess.
Can I cook?
Yeah, I don't like.
If you'd like to try, yeah, sure.
Do we have food there?
I mean, I can heat things up with my hands.
That's fair. I don't know what you guys would have on hand. It's for the last few days. It's just been Kubrick and Zanesi, and they've been staying on the ship. So there's probably nothing in the actual lair area.
I feel like Emmy would go up to one and ask what he's eating.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. It's just like.
Oh, pardon me, sir.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do? I don't know that we've met formally. My name is Emmy.
One.
Oh, it's very concise. One. That's nice. What pray tell are you eating right there? That does look delicious.
What does it matter to you? You're not eating it.
I could be.
Take a persuasion check. with disadvantage because of his demeanor.
Oh, damn. You're so lucky you said disadvantage. There was a natural 20, but I got to go with the 3.
Oh.
Which is really an 11.
Okay. He kind of like looks up. It's gruel, but I don't have any more.
You don't have any more, or there isn't any more?
There isn't any more.
Well, it was lovely meeting you.
He's grunts. But yeah, from what you can see, he's keeping to himself. He doesn't seem to be bothering anyone. He's just kind of, doing his own thing.
Okay, but on my way out, I feel like Emmy would be a jerk. Hold on.
Of course she would be.
Yeah, she's gonna be. She's gonna say, "All right, cool. I'll remember that when I'm helping you find your wife or whatever she is."
How far away from him would you say you are at the moment? Like real close, like you were?
Well, I mean, I would have been walking away at that point.
All right. So as you're walking away, you just feel his extremely heavy, strong gauntleted hand, just grab your ankle and kind of twist you about and be like, "Have more respect. Not only is she my wife, but she's a friend of Minerva's." And he kind of like pushes you back and like just kind of goes back to his gruel and keeps eating.
Do I see this happen?
Make a perception check because you are pretty drunk, so you could already be passed out.
Great. What am I making a perception check?
And I have to roll so high for that.
12.
12. Yeah, you probably caught him, like you heard him snarl, so you look over and you see him holding her leg, and then just kind of, you don't hear what he says or anything. You just kind of see him kind of grit his teeth at her and then kind of toss her leg aside and go back to what he was doing. That's all you catch.
I will approach.
Oh, okay.
No, not him. I'm gonna. I'm gonna approach Emmy and just be like, "Are you okay?"
It's all right. The guy's just really protective of his food.
Oh, yeah,
and his woman. So I think I'm just gonna keep it moving.
Sure thing.
It was worth a try, though.
As you two are having this conversation and making your way back up those stone steps to the upper level of the lair, you can already hear the loud, deep snores of Kubrick passed out on the bed. And Modi, you can see he's just like, he's sitting on the edge of his bed. He's kind of like swaying a bit. And you see he seems to be kind of doing some type of prayer. And then just pretty quickly after, he just kind of like falls over and passes out. He hasn't had this much action in some time. So going out drinking for him.
Modi's getting some action.
Yeah. So that leaves, that just leaves one down by one of the lava flows, kind of just eating his mush with the two of you.
We went upstairs. Is that where my little plonk thing is?
Yes, it is. It is up there.
I'm gonna go to that. I want to go to that.
Emmy, do you follow or?
I probably didn't say anything. I probably just started walking there, not like aggressively or anything. I probably just like headed in that direction.
So Emmy would be near Modi, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna curl in with Modi and try and sing us both to sleep.
Oh. He is not going to resist it anyway. He'll just kind of like nuzzle and kind of just hang there with you. And yeah, it's very nice. If you'd like, you can make a performance check.
Oh, okay.
For your lullabies.
Ooh, okay. 12.
You're exactly. No, that's the thing, is you're pretty drunk. You remember most of the lines, but it's very slurred, and some of it you forget, and you kind of like repeat the same line twice, and you're like, go back. But yeah, it's not bad. He falls asleep pretty quickly anyway, and then you eventually knock out soon after. Tita.
It would have been some sort of version of Soft Kitty.
Okay. I like it. Nice. Tita, you go over to your little plonk shrine.
Yeah. Well, no, I just roll in the ground.
Oh yeah. It's like a shrine.
Well, yes. No, I'm just gonna sit by it. Probably take like one of my little pincers and just kind of like trace like where I etched. And then it's late and I'm pretty wasted, so I'll probably just like maybe lay down and just like have the one finger just like till I fall asleep. I'll just kind of
and I feel like with Plonk on your mind and the excitement you just had this evening, I feel like something that would probably be kind of gnawing at you as well as that weird vision that you and Emmy both shared.
I feel like I will maybe think of that tomorrow. I think I'm like too drunk right now to think of it. So I just, we had like a great night, but then when you're kind of like, you're so drunk, and then you're like, oh, well, now I'm just gonna relax for a minute, and then I'll just be sad about Plonk and like kind of etch the thing till I fall asleep, and then I'm thinking, maybe tomorrow he'll be like, oh, that weird vision I had.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be somber right now. Just gonna be somber.
Okay.
Was Tita close enough to hear Emmy singing Modi to sleep or no?
Yeah, no, the area is not huge. So even if you were kind of just humming it, Tita would probably still barely hear it from across the room.
I just want everybody to have good sleeps.
Yeah, no, I for sure lullabied me right to sleep while I was just tracing my little like, okay, bye, and just,
Well, while you are all passing out, falling asleep, lullabied, to rest, Minerva, Zanesi, and Zoxa are on their way back to pick up a ship and head to Sadkiel's Manor at 3 o'clock at this point, 3:30 in the morning. So I will say, as you make your way to your like little landing zone built within the mountain with your illusory doorway, you see Diambra packing up her things. She grabs her bag, kind of throws it over her shoulder. And as the three of you are heading in, she's kind of heading out. And she's like, well, guys, I didn't actually think I'd see you again this soon. But it has been a pleasure working with all of you. Sorry I didn't get to know you too well, Zin. Hopefully in the future we'll be able to catch up a bit. But Zoxa, it has been a pleasure fighting alongside you. You're very clever.
It is. The pleasure has been mine with your defense and my lack of skill.
Takes practice, and Minerva knows she's quite accomplished when it comes to martial skill. But Minerva, I will of course miss you most. If you ever find yourself on the front lines of the Fiend Wars, by all means, please come help us out. We might need it.
You'll be the first person I look for. Please stay safe, Diambra.
Yeah, and she goes to give you one of those like full arm handshakes, and then she'll do like the back tap hug.
Absolutely.
She'll nod to the other two of you, and she will begin to head out on her way to the front lines. So the three of you are in the hangar. What's your plan? You have access to the gun 792. You have access to Modi's transport, and you have access to the fighter pod, which holds only 2 people.
We should take the transport. I mean, it's the least intimidating looking one.
Okay. And who's piloting?
I can.
I think you're probably the... Now, I just want a point of clarity, Zanesi. We said originally that you were super good at flying, but looking at your stats, you are not super good at flying.
Yeah.
You're good at making the tech, not necessarily flying the ships. So you're probably not the best person to fly at this. But Minerva, I believe you are able to fly, right? Yeah. So the three of you can pile into Modi's transport. And the way the transport is set up, it's kind of boxy. And there's 2 seats up in the front. There's one for the pilot and one for the helmsman, and then there are 6 passenger seats in the back, so it can fit a total of 8 if necessary. But the 3 of you pile in. Minerva, you take the piloting seat. If someone would like to take the helm, you're more than welcome.
I don't know. Sure, I suppose.
It's only if you think you're going to need like sensors and other stuff like that.
Oh, I don't
you're
think
just taking
so.
You're just taking a quick trip up the mountain.
We're not even leaving the planet.
Yeah, so you're probably fine. All right, so you take it up, Minerva. I'm not going to make you roll a piloting check. It's a transport pod, very simple maneuverability with that thing, very easy. So you can make your way up there. There's not a ton of area to land a ship, even as small as the transport pod. You can definitely do it, but that's going to require a check for sure.
Okay. Is there like I don't know if this is correct, but the way that I picture this mansion is that is there like a wall around it or something? Like,
Yes.
okay.
There's a bit of a palisade. If you remember last time, Plonk was complaining that she had to climb over the wall even though the gates were open.
Yeah.
So there's yes, there's a wall. It's about like 8 feet tall. It's not super tall. But it's definitely, you'd have to get over it.
Yeah. Can I just try to land the transport like on the other side of the wall?
Yeah. Again, though, it's on the thin lip of the volcano, so there isn't a lot of room.
Hmm.
Like the very, very peak of the volcano, the thin lip that goes all the way around the opening where the lava is, it's built on the edge. There's multiple manors all the way around, built along the edge, so you can see the ocean on one side and lava on the other, and you have other manors kind of built pretty close in proximity. You could, yeah. Well, let's see what you can do. Let's see what your piloting check is. So
If this is the case, I feel like she's at the controls and she's trying to like figure out a place to possibly land it, and she just kind of like calls over her shoulder to address Zin and Zoxa, and she's like, probability of us getting killed instantly if I land in the garden?
I have no idea.
Why would that be the case?
I mean, do you want me to land on the side of the volcano?
Which one is
I see your point.
what was that, Zen?
I said which one is less likely to get us killed? Because you said we could
That's a
trust
good question.
You said we could trust him, and now I am not so sure. I do not feel as good as I did before.
Oh, I don't know if we can trust him. He's just a resource.
Mm. It's up to you at this point. I mean, based on what I know, and that's not much, I think we should land in the garden and not on the edge of a volcano. But that's just me.
I also don't like the ship being that close to the edge of that, so.
Let's head down into the garden.
Right. I'm not gonna like crush any of the flowers that are there or anything. I'm aiming for the grass.
It's funny that you said that because I was going to have you roll, and if it was bad, you were going to destroy their azaleas. But
azaleas.
No, it's Sadkiel's.
Oh, Sadkiel's azaleas.
What is he?
But Minerva, I need a piloting check. So if you look at the sheet that I sent, you should have a piloting stat.
I've got a 6.
Okay. Yeah. So you get the 6 plus a d20 roll.
Oh, awesome. All right. Ooh, okay. All right. 12 plus 6.
18. Yeah. You have a close call where the back end almost hits the fountain statue that's kind of built up there as you're kind of turning it to try to maneuver in place, because it's not a big area. It's a small, garden. There's topiaries everywhere, flowers. There's not a huge area to land. But yeah, successfully you are able to touch down without destroying really anything. You make a couple grooves in his grass, but that's about it.
He can fix that.
I could buff that out.
He's got the
as
money to
soon
do that.
as you touch down, Minerva, looking out like the windshield area, you see 2 large planetars, blue-skinned angelic figures, large white wings and white robes, soaring down to where you just landed.
Okay. All right. I'm going to remove all of my weapons, which takes a while because she is very armed. I'm just going to leave them on the floor.
I can just see you as they're approaching, landing on the ship, trying to open up the door. You're just like unstrapping things, pulling stuff off. Yeah. Zoxa and Zin, what are you two doing?
Being very concerned.
I am.
Being immediately very concerned.
These beings look like muscular versions of Zoxa with wings.
That's not a good sight. I'm like, I'm writing down a description of them.
Zin, what are you doing?
Like me, but jacked.
I'm going to follow Minerva's lead, and I don't have a lot of weapons, but I'll take off what I've got. I got like a crossbow and a mace. And I'm just going to say I am getting progressively more uncomfortable with our situation.
I said I would come by myself, but this was your choice.
I told you I wasn't going to leave you if it was dangerous, and now I'm glad I'm here, but I am very uncomfortable.
Well, just stay behind me. I'm gonna open the door, but I'm gonna go out like hands are
the way the transport pod is, the door is in the back. Like there's a hatch that kind of opens at the back down. So as you open this hatch and you're about to walk out, immediately just lands right in front of the doorway, just standing tall, bald head, like a tealish blue skin, piercing eyes, just staring at you.
Yeah, my hands are up. I am unarmed.
What is your business with Sadkiel?
I need to warn him about something. I'm not here to cause any trouble, but I believe he is in danger and I need to tell him.
Sadkiel is always in danger. He is in the front lines of a war.
Yes, but a different kind of danger.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I do need to be honest. Okay. So
Zox
plus 3. 13.
13. Zoxa and Zin, the two of you are kind of stood behind Minerva, and you can see one of these imposing figures right in front of her, and the other one you can kind of see maybe 15 feet off, kind of standing at the bottom of your gangplank type situation. Are you doing anything? You're just kind of sitting there.
I'm gonna let her take the lead.
Yep. That's the move.
13. We shall relay this message to Sadkiel. He may not be available currently.
Well, he needs to be. This is.
Wait a minute.
No, this is important. Another Solar is in direct and imminent danger, and I need to tell Sadkiel about this because it could affect him too. I know there aren't many Solars in the world.
As you say this, the one from behind kind of takes a step forward. And as he does, the other one kind of looks behind at him and he says, "As you know, she is telling the truth. We should try to reach out to him now." And then the other one begins to step down the gangplank, looks back to you and says, "Give us some time." And the two of them begin to walk over by just a kind of a smaller open area where they can kind of commune, and they both begin to sit down, just leaving the three of you standing there.
I turn back to Zin and Zoxa and I'm like, we're not dead yet. I don't think we will be dead. I think we made an okay call landing where we did.
Uh-huh.
All right.
I suppose we're not dead yet.
That's very reassuring. Still
Honestly,
very comfortable.
I mean, with the way things are going lately, it's kind of a miracle to me that we're not dead, actually.
That's a fair point.
I don't know if that made me feel any more comfortable than I'm feeling right now.
I don't think I was trying to comfort. That's just how I feel.
I was going to say, Zin, welcome to the party.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Continue.
If you two want, you can still take the transport and go. I can climb back down once it's done.
Oh no. I've lost enough people. I'm not leaving.
I'm with her.
Okay. Another couple minutes goes by, and eventually, Minerva, you, with your extremely high passive perception, you see the two of them begin to stir from their seance or whatever type of ritual they were involved in there. One of them gets up and flies back to the manor, and the other one walks back over to you. And that one's, we attempted to reach out. He did not answer. If you are willing, we will take this message and attempt again. And we can always have him reach out to you in your dream.
Well, then I suppose there are two things I would like you to pass along, if that's all right.
Of course.
If he's able to.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm going to write it down, so go slow.
If he's able to, he needs to look into the disappearance of the Solar Azaziel, and if he knows anything about the Tome of the Evernight, I would like to have that information so I can destroy it.
Disappearance of Azaziel, yes. And the Tome of the Evernight. Peculiar. Interesting. Very well, it shall be done.
Thank you.
When we are able to reach him, we will have him reach you.
Understood.
Now please get this ship off of his lawn.
Of course. Thank you.
He nods, and then the wings, and he begins to flap up into the air toward the manor once again.
She turns around and she's like,
It's a little thumbs up.
all right, let's go get some sleep.
Sounds good.
All right, so you make your way back. You get back, and as you are all making your way up to the upper level to get some rest, I would say probably all three of you would notice this, but you see one, even in this extremely late hour, just still kind of hunched over, staring into the lava by himself. He's not eating, he's just staring into it.
I look at Zen and Zoxa, and I just... Do we do anything about that?
He'll be fine.
I mean, if we all have to work together on this, I'd rather everyone be well rested enough, but maybe it's not our problem.
Well, if there was anyone that I wouldn't mind not being well rested.
I suppose.
Okay. So you all head to bed.
Yep.
Kubrick is snoring loudly. Tita has fallen asleep in that area that he scraped okay by.
I'm gonna go
Emmy.
near the shrine. Plonks,
Okay.
Yeah.
Emmy is cuddled up with Modi. And yeah. So if you said Minerva, you said you're going to the shrine.
Yeah. The stuff that Plonk took from the Halo ship, and yeah, I'm gonna go sleep over there.
Okay. Cute. All right. So you all get some sleep. I will say it is a rough morning for some of you because of the alcohol, but it's also a rough morning for the others for staying up super late and having your adrenaline pumping for most of the evening, whether it be with Gurkis or getting caught trying to break into a library or breaking into someone's manor again. Any of those are good things to get your adrenaline pumping, but
I love
you
felonies.
You all wake up with a long rest, nonetheless. You are all starving, and yeah, a new day is upon you. And I believe, if I remember correctly, your plan is to sometime this morning head out to start looking for Nulgatane.
Yeah.
I guess it's safe to say that I did not recover a level of exhaustion for that one.
I'm gonna say that you didn't, yeah,
Yeah.
because you were out pretty late.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, when you start to stir and wake up, each of you, one is just there, standing, waiting. Just waiting for you all.
I'm gonna go walk right up to him. So did you actually sleep, or did you just stare into the lava the entire night?
I don't really sleep much right now anymore. At least not since she's been gone.
Well, if we're all gonna be working on a team, we each need to be fully capable. That means being rested.
Don't worry about me. I'll hold my own.
Okay.
What's the plan? Are we taking your gunship?
Well, yes, as that's the ship that has the most firepower right now. I want to I have a question for Zin. Just going off the assumption that like Zin knows more about like the gunship and like how it's built and stuff like that. And this may be a this may be a dumb question, but the transport and like can that be stored in the ship? Is it big enough for that, or does it have to like scoot alongside us?
Zin, what do you think? I know the answer, but what do you think? Do you think it's possible?
I mean, I would assume no, but I might be wrong.
You unfortunately, well, you fortunately would be wrong. The fighter pod automatically it attaches to the side of the ship. That you know because you've dealt with that before. Modi's transport pod, the dimensions are just small enough to barely fit in your cargo bay. There's not much else that can fit in there with it, but just him being able to kind of maneuver it out and back in, it leaves a small space, and that small space currently is taken up by your hover cycle. So you can fit your hover cycle and the transport pod, but you can't really fit much of anything else. So if you got any other kind of equipment or tech or anything, there's not much other room in your cargo bay at the moment.
I don't think we really have any other big like pieces of machinery aside from those two things, unless
Not
someone's
yet.
hiding something in their back pocket that I don't know about.
Or maybe if you get a drill head or something and you need to store.
Yeah,
You know,
what happens?
whatever. No, that's perfect. So yeah, I would maybe gather people and try to figure out your plan, because I don't know what you know. You don't again. You don't even know where you're going. You haven't even done your mask trick yet. So
Okay. Team huddle +1.
you see Kubrick just kind of like, morning, boss.
Morning, Kubrick. You could use a greasy meal, dude.
Yeah.
You gonna be able to fly?
Oh yeah. You know it.
All right. Okay. Can I roll insight on it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. 14 + 3.
17. Yeah, you can tell he's absolutely like deathly hungover. But you don't think that's going to affect his piloting. You think he's going to be fine as a pilot. He looks like he's going to be miserable doing it, but he should be all right.
All right. Awesome. So, well, I guess the official plan before we leave
Well, hold on. I think Emmy's still sleeping.
Oh. Emmy!
If you just picture a slinky going down the stairs, that's what's happening with her. But I will say, I feel like Emmy, as a professional drunk, would know what to do in this situation, or at least I would hope so.
Well, I don't. Can you make a Constitution check for me? Not a save or anything, just a check. I want to see, because you're definitely used to the alcohol, so you might not be as bad off as we think.
I did give her those drugs, though.
That's true.
But she's still got a 16.
Yeah, I would say you probably have like a slight headache and some dry mouth, but besides that, you're pretty good.
That just, the second you said it, it made me go, yum.
Yeah, as soon as I said it, I did the same thing. But yeah, no, you're not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, Emmy comes kind of like stumbling down the steps.
And she's just going to say, Your Honor, I think first order of business would be that everybody needs a cup of coffee and something to eat to avoid any, let's just call it, mistakes.
I wouldn't mind some food. That would be
all right, dancing machine. Get on that.
All right. Yeah. Fantastic idea, Emmy. Why don't we all go get some coffee?
High five.
I gotta say, I love with us virtual, the high fives are so bad.
But
one, as you're all kind of gathering for breakfast, he kind of stands up. Where are you going?
Kubrick, what's that place that you liked?
Oh, the coffee place?
Yeah. The one you forgot about and then remembered later.
The one that I'm forgetting right now, the Heavenly Roast. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I can. You can lead us there. He's like, he's dragging his feet, following behind. But yeah, no. But one will. He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna tag along. He's gonna walk maybe like 10 feet behind everyone else, making his way. Yeah. What is everyone else? What is everyone doing prepping for the day? Because after you breakfast, I believe you're getting on the ship and heading out. So if you want to grab stuff, grab it. Prepare the ship.
All of the stuff. All of the.
We need to get our commissions from Gurkus.
We do need those.
Yeah, and that is a field trip we are all taking because I'm not carrying back everyone's items.
All right. Did you say this aloud to everyone, Minerva?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. One kind of. Did you really think those were going to be done in a night?
What is the point of commissioning your father for something for a mission we're supposed to be helping you with if we can't have them while we go on the mission?
It's a reward for helping.
Well, you should have elaborated on that.
Did you really think he could make 7 magical items in one night?
I mean, people say that he's the best blacksmith on Isgard. It's not like I have any.
He is.
Okay, well then I thought he would have been able to.
Wait, do I hear this?
I'm gonna be in the
you
background.
guys are all right there.
Oh.
You're in the middle of the streets.
Wait, you have vicious mockery, right?
Yeah. Oh, she pounded you, son. Yeah.
So Kubrick's like, wait a minute. So if we're not getting our stuff back, does that mean that I don't have a sword?
We'll get you a new sword.
I'm gonna like sort of turn. I'm assuming I'm facing everybody if I can hear them, but I'm gonna just kind of mumble under my breath a little bit. I really should stop listening to you.
To who?
About Minerva, because Tita didn't want to do anything that one had to say anyway, and he was like, all right, yeah, whatever, Minerva, like I'll just do what you want. And now he's mad because he's like, well, we don't get our stuff because he sucks, and I knew that, but whatever. So
Emmy, while Minerva is talking and coming up with this plan or whatever she's trying to do, you feel on the back of your leg just like a little bit of a scritch, and then just up your back and onto your shoulder pops McDagger. And he's like, it has been some time since I've seen you, Captain Emmy.
I'm just gonna let out like the saddest little whimper, like.
I understand that you could not bring me underwater, but it was very lonesome, especially with that one. And he gets his little wing and he kind of points over to one.
Do I see
Personality, you mean?
Titi, you definitely see this, yeah.
No, can I hear him though when he says like about being with one and then?
You're gonna have to make a perception check because he generally just whispers into Emmy's
All right. Well,
ear.
can I at least tell from his like demeanor and that he's pointing that?
Oh yeah. With your passive insight, by all means, you can definitely tell that he's like, yeah. And he's like.
So after he says, I'm just gonna be like, tell me about it, like, because I'm so fed up. I'm so mad. It's like I don't even know what he said. I just know he was like, yeah. So
You just see McDagger's just tongue will flicker a little bit, and you see a little smirk go on his little dragon face. But yeah, so Emmy's just kind of like clutching onto your shoulder, just kind of hanging out.
Okay, I feel like I would be very, very happy to see him.
Yeah, and he's a little squirmy. You're trying to like, give him pets, and he's like, oh, get off me.
All right, fine. I have a headache. It's fine. Just let him sit right there. Any
so
any other news I should know about?
Well, I was watching the two that stayed behind. They seem to be getting chummy with each other, but besides that, nothing too exciting. Sorry.
Wait, who are the two that stayed behind?
Zinn and Kubrick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
So gathering supplies. What type of like food and what type of supplies are you planning on getting for this trip?
Drinking.
Other than more booze. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You're like probably just like my first thought would be just those like dried food packages that you can put in the microwave and like
Dried ration packs. Sure.
Yes, that's the simplest thing, but we can get one.
Oh, if we want to be responsible.
Is there astronaut ice cream? Because I want that.
Is there what ice cream?
Sometimes you can get like space ice cream, like astronaut ice cream.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is Isgard. You can get any of those delicious treats. Oh yeah. Especially the space ones.
All the
treats. What do you mean any of those treats? Like anything?
Like what other kinds of treats are you looking for?
Kangaroo meat. No. I need I don't know, like little. I feel like Emmy would eat sunflower seeds at random.
Right.
With the shells to be a jerk.
I feel like, you could definitely get some sunflower seeds. Sure. Now, Tita, I do believe off stream we talked about you on the during the travels, possibly crafting a new bong.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to make sure you have supplies for that.
Well, I'm gonna need Emmy's fire supplies, but I have all that sand and stuff that I took from Fairchild.
You will need a glass blowers kit as well if you don't already have the kit. I know you're proficient.
I didn't have that in my things.
Double check. If you do, then you're good to go. Zoxo, is there any last minute business you'd like to attend to on Isgard?
I don't believe so. No. I still wanted to go to the freaking library.
You can do that.
I noted that
delay
in like the first time we got there.
Yep, first episode, or not first episode, but the first episode you were on Isgard.
There's the library. It's right over there. All right. Next time we're out, I'm going to go. Still have not been.
No.
Fantastic. Okay, well, library. Let me know if that's something you want to do before you guys head out. Zin, is there anything that you would like to do?
I do not think so.
I believe we've already accumulated all of the supplies you need to build your cannon. You just need to, take the time to do it, which you can do in your travels. Very good. Emmy, are you bringing McDagger with you in these travels?
I would like to, but I also need to ask him if he would like anything while we're in town.
Yes, if you could find me some lamb chunks, that would be quite delectable.
I'm sorry, did you say lamb chops or chunks?
Chunks.
Lamb chunks. Okay.
It's smaller. I'm small, okay? It's easier to eat.
All right.
I love that she's like, "Can I get you anything?" Wait, that's what you want?
Really, lamb chunks? We could.
Tita, anything else that you wanted to do on Isgard?
Wait, so do I have to purchase my glassblower's tools?
I'm not going to make you go role play it, but yes, whatever the price, it's either 25 or 50.
It's 30, so just take that out of my
30.
thing.
30.
Okay.
Yep, you can just take that out, 30 credits.
Okay.
Minerva, any final business for you?
No, but I do have a question.
Mhm.
Did I hear what Tita kind of mumbled earlier?
Your passive is pretty high, right? What is it? 16?
It's a 16, yeah.
Yeah, you would have heard that.
Okay, so not immediately after that happens, but at some point, I do want to go talk to Tita.
Yeah. Keep in mind, you're going to have 4 to 5 days of space travel. So you're going to have plenty of time cooped up in a ship with all these people. So if you want to have conversation before you leave, by all means. But if you want to do it en route, that's cool too. Your choice. What would you like to do?
No, I mean, I don't mind doing it before we go.
Yeah, you can pull Tita aside. You guys are all in the market, in the Davlia market, kind of picking up all the things you want, kind of split up, maybe walking in twos, whatever it may be. But yeah, you can definitely pull Tita aside for sure.
Well,
you're pointing your finger. What's up?
yeah.
I'm sorry. Can I just? Emmy wants to just be a weirdo and grab some sage, so she can light it and just kind of move it around. Like, there's bad juju in here. Just want to make sure we have a good time. Bad juju.
Bad juju.
Tita, how's your supply, by the way? Are you getting low?
Wait, what?
Weed? Or, sorry, moss in this particular
I'm
case?
looking. Hold on.
Emmy also wants to, if she hears anything.
I will probably want to purchase more of that because, I'm probably getting low because I only bought an ounce when we left Emmy before, and I haven't really smoked a bunch, but I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. So Emmy needs to buy booze. Tita needs to buy moss.
Can we do
Sounds
that?
like Kravakov's ship is the place to go.
Like it.
Well, can I do that when I'm buying my glass blower things?
Yeah.
Obviously not at the same place, but maybe. But
if you did go to Kravakov's, he probably has all that stuff. Yeah.
All right. So how much is he charging me for my moss?
How much moss are you looking to get? Like how long of a time do you want to have it for?
I don't know how long. How long?
Forever.
Yeah. No. How long do I think it will be until I'm at a place that I could purchase more?
You know that your next journey is a roughly a week's time to get there. If you're coming back, another week to come back, and then however long you're there. So, and it's possible that you could find some there. You don't know.
Yeah. I've got other stuff too. I still have the hallucinatabs and the spray.
Yep.
So I'll probably just get like an ounce.
Okay. So we'll call that. I don't really know. 240 credits.
Jeez. Some steep
It's good
That
stuff.
better be good.
It better be. It better be some good stuff. All right. Okay. I mean, I'm still good. I bought all my other stuff, so I'm good.
But you are solid. This is high quality, top grade.
Oh, it better
You're going to
be.
be good for some time. Emmy, how much booze are you looking to have on hand?
Now, here's a question. Did we all get our dividends from
Oh, you have
our
not.
last?
Minerva has not handed out the
Oh,
dividends
split
yet.
up our earnings.
All right. So I guess at some point, Emmy's going to have to skip on over to Minerva and say, hey, Mom.
I'm pretty sure you might be older than me, but what's up, Emmy?
Love you too. I was just wondering, did we have any rewards perchance that might help us on our way, so to speak?
You're talking about the job.
Yes, the job we done completed.
Yeah. I was intending on saving that money for the drill that we might need and to pay for that, but yeah, it was a lot. So what do you need?
Oh, I did not know we were paying for a drill.
Well, we gotta get to Vidalk somehow.
Vidalk, I've never been there. That sounds exotic.
Yeah, it's beyond the plane of water, which is now the plane of ice. But again though, what do you need?
Oh no, I was just looking for perhaps a couple of spending credits per se, like if I were to get some supplies.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll go with you. I can pay for it.
Now I feel like I gotta bring my mom to the store.
That's how Plonk and Tita felt every time they wanted coffee.
I'm like, Mom, can I money for
Though?
coffee?
May I just ask, pray tell, how much is this drill that we're speaking of that I did work for that I don't know about that costs money?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know
lot
how
of air
much it is, so that's why I was just gonna save it indefinitely. But I mean, if you tell me an amount, I can just transfer that to you instead of going around with you.
Now I feel like I'm ordering lunch at work. I'm gonna pay with
Emmy, in your ear, you hear very, very quiet whisper. You hear, make sure you get as much as you possibly can.
Damn, now I just feel like the only one that's gonna go and ask for a loan from the bank or something to go and get a drink. I mean, to be fair, I should only ask for what is fair, which is some sort of portion of what I've earned.
Yeah, of course. It would be unfair otherwise. But you do know that we were all on that job to make modifications to the ship to get to our next location.
Wait, did I know that?
I said it. I don't know.
There are a lot of conversations that happened that I wasn't around for, and I just said sure, and now I don't know what's happening.
I mean, to be fair, you were probably hammered, so you were probably like, yeah.
I mean, fine. I just wanted to get to be honest. I don't care where we're going. I just wanted to get something to drink while we're doing this. I do work a little better under the influence.
Grease the wheel.
Grease the squeaky wheel, so to speak.
Well, although most of that money would probably need to be saved to help us get to our next location, it would be unfair if you didn't get any of it since you were on the job with us. So just give me a number.
3. Tell her 300 credits. We want the 3.
I don't like that. I feel like she would think that was too much. That doesn't make sense. 200.
Better get some nice alcohol then.
Oh, snap.
All right, yeah, you transfer the 200 over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but how much is like good booze? Just for like a bottle of it.
You're looking like probably if you're looking for really good stuff, the not cheap stuff, you're probably looking like around 100 credits. But if you want just like a bottle of something, probably like 35, 40 credits.
Okay. So now she's gonna feel guilty, and she's gonna buy the lower end alcohol.
Sure.
And then she feels bad and she wants to get something for everybody else because
All right.
nobody else asked for money.
So what are you going to get for everyone, or do you want to take some time to think about that?
I do need to think about that.
All right, sounds like a plan. Okay, so Zaxa, you're checked off. You're good to go. Do you want to go to the library?
Well, yes. Yes, definitely.
All right, so the library, for research purposes, you researching a topic is a 4-hour endeavor.
Wow, that's a lot of hours of endeavoring.
It is. It is lots of hours.
Well, I don't know if that's even worth it then. I don't know, how much time do I think I have to spend at the library?
I don't know. You might want to ask your boss.
All right, so I'll reluctantly approach Minerva. So, how much time do you think we have before we're leaving?
The longer we wait, the angrier one's gonna get. And the higher likelihood that his wife could be killed, and then he in turn kills us.
Well, there is that.
For the DM, what time is it right now?
You guys probably had a little bit of a late start with how late you were out / how much everyone else drank. So I would say you probably woke up around like 9:30, 10. And you've just kind of gotten breakfast, you're packing up the ship, grabbing last minute stuff. I'd say you're getting close to noon.
Okay. We probably shouldn't leave any later than 2.
Fair enough.
Zaxa, if you would like to attempt to do some research quickly, like rushed, you can attempt it at disadvantage on a topic if you would like, if you're going to spend half time instead of the full time.
All right, I will accept that and go as fast as I can to the library.
Sure. So while everyone else is gathering supplies and prepping the ship and doing whatever it is that they need to do, you head over to the library. Is anyone joining Zaxa at the library?
Certainly not Tita.
Okay. Oh no, I would. Sorry, when I said is anyone, I was excluding Tita in my mind.
Good solid move.
Yeah.
So Zaxa, in the 2 hours that you have, you head to this massive library, multiple floors, just huge open rooms with bookshelf after bookshelf filled with tomes and books. You kind of get some odd looks as you're moving through a lot of the ASMR and the Triton. Well, not necessarily the Tritons. Tritons aren't giving you odd looks because they know Vidalix. But yeah, the ASMR definitely are giving you weird looks as you're walking through the library.
That is perfectly fine.
What topic of study would you like to look into?
I would like to look into... I want to know... I wrote it down. It's exactly what I want to look into, but I don't remember exactly what it was. It was essentially what I can get on the Feywild.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Specifically the elves of the Feywild.
That is not all what I expected, but let me see.
Oh, I'm well aware.
Actually, I am very well prepared for Feywild. Give me an investigation check at disadvantage, please.
I will do that. And I will fail at disadvantage.
You don't know that.
Yeah. How about 11?
11. Wow. Yeah, the lowest DC I have for information is a 12. So I would say
Wow, so it looks like I was right.
you you go up to the librarian that is kind of sitting at a desk, kind of right in the center of the largest room.
Mm-hmm.
And you start in your kind of Zaxa obnoxious way, uptight and whatever. And you can see you kind of you don't notice this, but you rub her the wrong way. And when you ask about the Feywild, she points you to a section. And you're like, finally, go off on your way. You get there and you start looking through. You do find a book about the Feywild. However, it is a fairy tale book for children with little pop-ups that pop out. You have like these little fairies that pop up. There's a scary one of a centaur where it's like the hooves are up in the air when you open it. But yeah, no, there's not much. You just kind of looking through this kid's book. You get a sense of the mystical and magical creatures that can be found there, but you don't really find any substantial information about the Feywild itself.
Cool. A wonderful waste of time.
Okay, so you make your way back to the your hangar. And is there anyone else last minute before we jump on the ship and get ready to go? Kubrick is going to purchase a new sword. He's out of money though, so if he could get like 15 credits to do that. Minerva?
I suppose he can.
All right, mark off that.
Only 15.
No, I don't.
Frugal.
No, I know, Minerva. I know you guys worked really hard for that money, just enough so that I can help defend the team if need
Cooper,
be.
where's your hat?
Yeah, what are you, too hungover to wear a hat?
Yeah, yeah. So I will say that unless there's no other business on Isgard, you all pile into the ship. And you begin to take off to just hover in the atmosphere until Minerva gives you a destination. And that's where we're going to take a quick break. We will be back very shortly, about 15 minutes. Please take the opportunity to view our new-ish bios for the characters. And yeah, we'll be back with the rest of this adventure in a little bit.
All right, a lot's happened, but I don't want to talk about it more than I have to. Here's all I have to report. After accidentally releasing the entity from the center of the elemental chaos, my crew and I traveled to the planet Isgard to make some repairs on our ship. Isgard used to be my home before I lived on the Halo ship with the Spite team, a tactical team of 6 Asimar created by the angelic solar of knowledge, Azaziel. So setting foot on Isgard felt like a much-needed return at first. Of course, it wasn't too long before I ran into trouble. As some of my allies have surely been able to figure out by now, I have a memory issue, to put it lightly. On Isgard, I encountered someone who claimed to recognize me, and what were his words? "I'll kill you if I ever see you again?" Something like that. I had no idea who this person was, but he wore a mask very similar to mine, and he was very, very angry. Turns out he was called Number 1 and was the leader of an organization known as the Obsidian Order. I apparently used to serve this order, going by the designation Number 6. I'm glad I chose a better name for myself once I woke up. Anyway, despite Number 1 threatening to end my life should he see me again, I allowed myself to be captured by the Order with the intent of deceiving them and rescuing another one of my allies they had wrongfully captured. Little did I know that my own crew was mounting their own rescue mission for me. And I supposed it all worked out in the end. A ship with my own crew caught up to the ship I was on with the Obsidian Order just as we all came to the wreckage of a third ship. Unfortunately, it was one I recognized. The Halo ship with my former Spite team. It had been torn apart by a gargantuan earth elemental. A few of my teammates well, I'm not sure if I even could have protected them if I was there. I did find one of my teammates alive and awake, though, Nolgatame. Apparently, she used to work for the Obsidian Order too, under the name Number 4. Violent, angry, a drunk for power, Number 1 was relentless in finding her. I got to Nolgatame first, but I still couldn't stop her from joining him. She was very important to him, and he was able to restore her memories. All that time I knew her on the Halo ship, I hadn't even known her memories were gone too. A fight ensued. Number 1 deemed me more a nuisance than an ally, and tried to make good on his word of killing me. Now, I may be the one who's not able to remember much, but clearly he forgot how much of a fight I can give. He ran away in the end. Teleported away, actually, with with Number 4 by his side. I have no idea where either of them are now. But I convinced one of Number 1's allies to abandon him and join me, and my crew killed the rest of his order in their endeavor to rescue me. So, if I do cross paths with Number 1 again, well, I just hope it's not soon. But anyway, 1 and 4 retreated, my crew had found me, and the Halo ship was in pieces. Olve was dead. Onlum was dead. Zanesi was close to being dead when I found her, but we managed to get her to safety. I thought that Modi was dead for quite a while too, but turns out he wasn't on the Halo when it got attacked. He was able to regroup with all of us on Isgard, and I have to admit that having him and Zin around has been a light in a dark void. But, everything else is so dark. Plonk is no longer with our crew. She's not dead, but the entity that emerged from the elemental chaos came for her. Tita and I tried to stop it, but whatever that thing is, it's a kind of power I can't contend with. Yet. I can only hope that Plonk is okay wherever in the galaxy she is. Her departure weighs on me. I can't help but feel like I often fail to protect people important to me, or, at the very least, people I'm charged with. Some leader I am. I can't imagine what in the hells Azaziel was thinking when he made me the captain of my own crew. And speaking of, Azaziel seems to have gotten himself into some trouble as well, if the gruesome vision of him in my dream held any truth anyway. But I don't know how to feel, because now I have reason to believe that he took my memories. That is all I have to report.
First entry off Verdalk. My life was saved today. I was teleported out of a poisonous coffin onto a ship. The ship works off the elves' magic, but it's also technologically superior to anything on Verdalk. I found a book at the excavation site, as well as an interesting bag. I believe they are both magical. More research is needed. I'm to go with these new humanoids I've never seen before. We're supposed to stop something from happening? For once, I don't know what's going on. Entry 2. The others I've been traveling with are, well, useful in their own ways. 2 fighting types and a small thief. Good for protection, I suppose. I have discovered that the book I found is a spell book. The text is difficult to decipher, but I've been fairly successful. Entry 3. We failed. The elemental chaos we were sent to protect was destroyed, and an entity of energy burst forth from it. I am unsure of what this means, but I saw the impossible depths begin to freeze over. I fear the worst. Entry 6. We've made it to Isgard. We need to get a job, to get credits, to get our ship fixed. Such things are beneath me. There are Tritons here. They might be able to tell me about the state of Vidalk. I must travel to Muspelheim, a city under the water. Entry 10. Minerva has sacrificed herself for our safe passage. Those mercenaries took her to their hideout. I don't think they know who they're dealing with. The fools. We know where they are, and we know how to hit them. I'm starting to enjoy these frivolous battles. Entry 15. We are returning to Isgard, having successfully retrieved Minerva, as well as gaining a few new allies. Captain Strang, Zinesi, and another Vidalkin, Vunisa. At this point, I've taken a life, but I've also saved Kubrick. Perhaps I should leave the heroics to the fighters. Entry 20. Now Plonk has been taken by the same entity that we released. This group's failures are outweighing the successes. I can no longer trust Minerva or Tita to protect me. I must learn more from my book. The progress is slow, but it seems more reliable.
So, what am I supposed to be doing again? Oh, right. Updating you about what I've been up to or whatever? Honestly, Green, a lot's been going on. I mean, I know I told you about my family already, and how I have my great-granddad T-Sip's pickaxe with me, cause I used to be an excavator back on Pandemonium. Yeah, I say used to, cause I don't know if I'll ever do that again. Been zipping around, actually, I don't even know where with this crew. Speaking of the group, they're fine, I guess. Not sure what I'm gonna do now, though, that Plonk is gone. She was my sidekick, you know? Used to carry her around everywhere with me. I mean, she was actually pretty frail and small. We got into so much trouble. Like that time we were messing around in the escape pod and then actually detached from the ship. Totally wild. Good thing I played that stellar video game so much, cause I feel like it kinda trained me how to fly that thing. Another thing that's far out is this totally hot girl I met. And by hot, I mean she was literally made of fire. So fro and sexy, Green. Totally burned me though. We messed around a few times and then she just took off on a stolen ship. Guess that's why her name's Bernadette. So, I know you know I love smoking moss and making bongs. Damn, come to think of it, I've broken 2 already since I've been here, Green. Lost Genevieve early. Rest in peace, Jenny. And Riz, oh, so stellar. Rizzoli, our time was cut so short, girl. Too short. Speaking of moss, I almost forgot. I got a little daring and bought this, other stuff. A spray. Totally crazier trip, Green. We were out at this nightclub. Got this totally stellar vest to wear. I look fresh as Frel in it. Wait, what was I talking about? Anyway, who knows? We're gonna get caught up in something next. Whatever that is. I think we're going to Zox's planet soon. He's pretty sure it's frozen over. Dread like that is happening everywhere, Green. I heard some planetary news report that Pandemonium is under siege. Thrice and Fours fighting over surface territories? Sounds crazy to me, Green.
Hey there, my name's Zinesi, Zin for short if that's what you prefer. I'm what you might call an inventor of sorts. My vast knowledge surrounding magical technology allows me to design and create new items that can help make everyone's lives a little easier. One of my more known devices is the Universal Winged Utilizer. Perhaps you heard of it. Anyway, I'm from a smithing guild in Brightwater, namely the Marketplace Eternal. I'm not much for the whole buying and selling of things, so my purpose was mostly just to make what was being sold. I also enjoyed sneaking into the back rooms of shops and observing what others were making. When I wasn't doing that, I was busy making inventions of my own. I think one of my favorites is definitely the gravity neutralizer. I've been inventing for as long as I can remember. Countless hours at the library, poring over books about alchemy, welding, circuits, enchantments, anything I could get my hands on. When I wasn't in the library, I was sitting at my pa's workbench and tinkering with my new inventions and tweaking blueprints. I still remember my first invention. Long hours of editing and finalizing blueprints, testing prototypes, and eventually fixing prototypes. So thrilling. I guess that's what got Guild interested in me to start. Been working for them for a little while now. My spike team was pretty solid. Now, after what happened with the Halo ship and all the loss that came with it, things have been turned upside down for me. I've joined Minerva and her crew for a bit, and Kubrick's been helping me keep my mind busy. With everything as confusing as it is, I only wish that I was able to think the way I could before all this happened. Maybe then I'd be able to wrap my head around it a bit better.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is with great humility that I come to you to beg forgiveness for the wake of damage
Miss Strang, I'm simply interviewing you.
What's that now?
This isn't the court, which, by the way, you are doing next week. So, Captain Strang, tell me how you got where you are currently.
Oh, that business. Well, that's a horse of a different color. Let's see now, where to begin? Oh, yes. What am I doing here with these folks? Well, I can't help but be attracted to the miasma of chaos, which is why this current band of jolly travel buddies piqued my interest. I suppose I just gravitate to the crazy, so to speak. Ever since I was a young lady, I had a thirst for entertainment, seeing it, being it, which certainly kept things interesting. My mother loved my imagination, my charisma. May she rest in peace, that darling, loving soul. My father, on the other hand, well, let's just say that he didn't share my love for the theater. Young ladies are not meant to be heard, they're meant to be admired. Gross. Being preened to fit into high society was a real awakening. My father looked so proud every time I would perform like the young debutante he expected. Yet I found the whole dog and pony show to be tired and antiquated. So I went to college, expanded my horizons, met my match, my aquatic equal. Classic story, really. We meet, we fall in love, we make grand plans together, and alas, duty and status destroy your hopes and dreams. She was the very beginning and end of my taking anything seriously. But I digress. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger and all that garbage. My father gifted me a ship when I was of age, and I set out for the great unknown. I grew up, grew out, and lost my way. As my reputation precedes me, I tend to be known as one who indulges in liquid courage as a means to an evening's end. If I can't be truly happy, then why not forget the whole day entirely? Nobody wants to get close to the drunk clown. It gets dark sometimes. Lonely. And then, lo and behold, I happen upon these creatures, thrown together by circumstance, bound by honor to protect one another. I admire their connection. I crave it. So to be concise, I find myself following these folks like a shadow because, well, I like them. It is a great benefit of life to be able to choose a family. Can only hope I don't drop a turd in the punch bowl.
And welcome back. All right, so last we left off, the party was preparing their ship for a journey to an unknown location. So I think we're going to have to kind of turn it over to Minerva at this point, since everyone is now piled onto the ship, looking at you as you're the only one that knows where to go. And that is something you don't even know yet.
All right, well, I mean, I can do this here in front of everybody, but it's not exactly something most of you are going to be able to see. She kind of just like, she's gonna just like sit down. Like I'm picturing all of them like in like that lobby area, or like I don't know where they are, but
would you say that you are on the ship, on the gun?
Oh, that's how I was picturing it. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah. No, if that's the case, let's gather everyone up. If you want to head to roll 20, Andy, if you want to bring that up, we can gather everyone right in your like lounge area. I have you all scattered, so good luck. Give me 1 sec to try to move you all into position. Jesus, a lot of you. All All right. What am I missing? Modi. There he is. So yeah, this was a fun little project for me last night, and I hope you enjoy the ship. I did my best to replicate all the things that have been talked about, but feel free to move yourselves wherever you'd like to be. This area right here, I'm going to ping kind of the corners. This is that lounge area, and to the left and to the right are the two exits to where you can get into fighter pods. However, this particular ship is down one fighter pod. There's only one left. So the port side fighter pod is available. The next room, it's a small, thin room. Up from there is the gun deck. I'm just pinged that. There are two guns that can be fired from there. If you continue up even further, this is the cockpit. So this is where Kubrick sits in the pilot's chair, and then someone could be at the helmsman and assist as well. And then at the far back area, past your lounge, you have a hallway right here that kind of goes straight down all the way to the back. And then on the port side, there is an armory. On the starboard side, there is the mess hall. And then below that are all the living quarters. One of the two bathroom showers is still broken. However, everything else is at this time functional. And if you go to the absolute very back, you come to the engine room where there's the furnace engine. You have your power core off to the side, and then there is a ladder type situation or stairwell that leads down to your cargo deck, which is here. So you would pop up, or you'd come down here in the cargo deck. You have Modi's transport pod built, that has been parked inside, as well as your hover cycle or hover scooter. Those are parked inside as well. And then here is where the gangway would open to allow you entry and exit of the ship. So now that you have a brief view of the ship here, I would say you're probably all kind of hanging out in the lounge, planning or trying to figure things out. And yes, Minerva, you can continue with what you were saying. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's all right. I think she's kind of just done talking for the moment, so she's gonna just like sit down and cross her legs and focus really hard on the mask's power and on the image of Nolgatame.
Okay. Can you make a wisdom check for me, please?
Yeah. Ooh, 17 plus 3.
Ooh, okay. So with a 20, you sit there and you begin to almost like when Zaxa would cast a ritual spell where he sits down and kind of focuses and begins to, chant and say different arcane words. You kind of focus and you kind of let your spirit kind of lift from your body, and you focus all of your energy on Nolgatame. And yes, she was your friend for some time. You have a strong connection with her, and you get your consciousness gets pulled into a direction, and it begins to rocket out, and it seems as though it's just endless space expanse for quite some time, until you begin to see the remnants of the elemental chaos, that orb that exploded, all of the lava, and where all of the elements met in the center. You can see that twisted form where the fire has gone out and the water has turned to ice, and the gentle winds that blew for the airplane have now turned into violent lightning storms. And you can see where there once was just a calm asteroid belt that stretched across the entirety of one section is now volatile, and the asteroids are slamming into one another and flying around. It's the chaos out there. But you can see this vision, this existential, almost as if you're kind of looking at yourself from above. your consciousness rockets out, and you can, as you're seeing all of these things, you come to just past where you would enter the Great Inferno and move through the elemental chaos to where these large earthen stones are colliding and are volatile, and you can see this long silver strand, and that you remember, that you have seen once before in your current memories. Obviously, if you had your full memories, you would remember seeing this a lot more often, but you have used this once before, this particular thing.
For the same person too.
What? On the same, yes, exactly, for the same person. And you can see it rockets out. You need to head to the what is it called? The Mud star system, which is the star system where Vidalk lies.
So we need to question, just to confirm with the DM.
Mm-hmm.
We need to find a way to get through the plane of ice now?
No. So I mentioned before, to get to Vidalk, there's currently two possible ways. One is through ice, and one is to go all the way around. And where this is pointing is just past the elemental chaos. So it's just as if you had gone past that, where that orb was, kind of in hooked around the water plane or the ice, into the mud area, so kind of where the large earth rocks are colliding with the ice, essentially, is where this general area is.
Okay. All right. So she's kind of just like concentrating on this, and she speaks a little bit about what she's seeing, and essentially she just ends up saying she's far, but still within our galaxy, which is good. She is...
Can you see her? Is she okay?
Can't see her, but she's just past the elemental chaos, the center of it.
That's roughly where we were when we were ambushed.
Zoxa, we're going to be heading to your star system.
Sadly, I don't know much about it other than my planet.
Well, take this as a chance to see more then. It's not too far past the elemental chaos though, so we won't be that deep into it, but well, that's where we need to go.
So I should be set course then for like a similar location to where you guys blew up where that whole thing happened.
Yeah, I'll sit in the cockpit with you and tell you where to go. You should actually be able to see a little bit of, I explained it a little bit to Zin and Zoxa, but the way that this mask works is I focus on a person and then I can see a faint silver thread leading me in the direction of them, and anyone with celestial blood can see it. So, well, faint impression of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see like just coming out of your head, or like there's nothing there.
I turn to one.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it again, right? The impression of it.
It's faint, but yeah, I can see it.
Zin, Modi.
Yeah, I can see it pretty clearly. It's a silver thread coming from the forehead of your mask.
Zin, you can see it pretty easily as well.
he said. There's not much else to describe.
You really can't see it, Kubrick?
No, I get your mask. I can see that you're wearing your mask, but no, I don't see a silvered line.
Well, I'll sit with you and tell you where to go. I can give you some coordinates and you should be good for a little while.
All right. Sounds good. I'll be in the cockpit. I'll start setting some coordinates. And he turns around and heads that way.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Okay. One kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and like kind of turns you to kind of lead you to just like a corner or something.
I go begrudgingly.
Is it just me, or is that strange? He is Asimar, is he not?
I didn't assume he was anything otherwise, but is it really an issue if he's not an Asimar?
No. But if he's going around saying he is and he isn't, then I find that suspicious.
I mean, yeah, it's strange, but it's not nothing. It's not something you need to be concerned with. Let me figure it out.
Fine. He kind of just like, begrudgingly turns back and goes and sits down.
I'm gonna go talk to Zen.
Sure, yeah.
Hey, quick question, Zen.
Yeah.
You spent a couple days working on the ship with Kubrick and everything. Did you like get to know him at all, or?
A little bit, but we didn't get that deep. I'm just as confused as you are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is a bad thing. I'm just really curious, and I was thinking that maybe actually you'd be able to find out since you kind of, you spent some time with him recently.
Yeah, I'll look for a window.
Okay, thanks.
Also, the way that we're heading, and she kind of looks at like the thing coming out of her head and like what she said. She goes, I think we can get, or we can rent something that'll get through the ice to get to Vidalk. Like, I think that's the area where.
Oh, the one that you'd researched about before?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I suppose it's good we're heading in that direction one way or another.
Not the best circumstances, but
no,
we'll get there.
But also, if we're already going to be in that star system, does it make sense to just keep going forward? Like, why backtrack and drill through the ice when we're already in that star system?
I'm confused. Wait, are we, like, DM questions? So it's
yes.
Elemental chaos.
So you gotta think of it. If you're looking at the galaxy flat on a wall.
Okay.
All right. You got an X or a plus sign in the center. That's just the chaos in all four directions. So one of them is looking. We'll say for everyone, we'll go to the right is the water. Going up and down, like to the north, is going to be fire. To the west is going to be the air, and to the south is going to be earth. So the celestial star system, or the steam system, because it's between the fire and the water. However, Vidalk is part of between the water and the earth, so they're in the mud star system. Vidalk is kind of built right up into the water plane, and that's frozen over, so his planet is among that. So if you go to the center where the elemental chaos was, it's now destroyed. But if you go to the center, you can kind of now skirt around the ice formation, but that's also where the earth one is. So you'd be kind of meeting up with that. So you got the volatile rocks that are flying around. You've got the mining groups that you were talking about, Zanesi, that are there. And then it's like I said, the rocks are very volatile. It's very dangerous. So if you want to try to skirt around, you can, but it's very dangerous. It would probably be faster than drilling straight through, but it's the danger goes way up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but it might be, depending on how things look, it might be more favorable to backtrack and then go through that way.
Okay, that's something we should definitely talk about as a group when we need to make that decision then.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go tell Kubrick where to go.
Okay.
Luck.
Meantime, while Minerva's having these conversations with G.U.N and Zanesi, Zoxa, Emmy, Tita, anything that you wanted to do, talk about? You're on the ship. You can go to your rooms, respectively, which this design is slightly different after the other. It got like blasted out and they rebuilt the bedrooms. Instead of one long line of rooms on one side, it has been kind of reorganized so that there's 3 on one side, 2 on the other with the restroom. So everyone's rooms you can kind of choose new rooms. They're essentially all pretty much brand new.
New rooms?
Hold on. Emmy, you are muted.
Damn dogs. I just want to try and get one next to the working, although I wouldn't know that the bathroom wasn't working.
Well, the bathroom works. It's just the shower that doesn't work on that side.
Oh.
The toilet and the sink are fine, but Tita unknowingly pressed the buttons way too quickly in rapid succession and jammed it, broke it, and yeah, so it's just kind of out of order. But there are 10 bedrooms in total. So you can take whichever ones you'd like. If you want, you could throw yourselves in one, and I can label them later.
I want a bedroom on the broken side bathroom because that has the hatch thing to go down.
You can only access that hatch by coming through this hallway. So either side would be able to get to it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, I thought.
Unless you want to try to mine through the wall, so you can make like a secret passageway under the sink.
I would love to do that.
Okay, all right.
Absolutely love that.
So that can be one of your projects during the journey. So you can, if you want to place your avatar in whichever bedroom you'd like, everyone can do that, just so we have an idea. And then I'll place the NPCs once you've all chosen.
Decisions.
No.
Yeah, while you're putting those there, is there anything that the 3 of you wanted to do at the moment? Or just running around grabbing bedrooms and so we got Tita taking the the first one over here.
Yeah, because if I'm making a tunnel from the bathroom to the thing, I'm making a tunnel from the bedroom to the bathroom to the thing.
Yep. Zox is already asleep.
Yep.
All right, so let's see what we got.
I went to go move myself, and little McDagger went first.
Kubrick is probably going to. He doesn't like Emmy, and Tita always gives him the cold shoulder, so he's going to take this side.
I was kind of.
How does he not like me? I danced with him.
Well, no, but this is all new. It's new stuff, new developments. He didn't like you before. He's going to go across from Zin. He's going to take the room all the way over here.
He's not going to go next to Zoxa. They have matching hats.
Well, there's no.
I
room next to
specifically took a
Zoxa.
spot that no one could go near me except for one person,
Yeah,
which
they could be in
Minerva
that
took,
hallway.
which is
They could
interesting.
be in that hallway.
One is going to take the room next to Tita.
He could still be across. What?
And Modi's taking.
No!
I don't think he's gonna fit in there.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit too well. He kind of has to, squeeze.
Oh my god! I want to move rooms.
Ew.
So move rooms.
I'm moving rooms like this.
I love how this is
I'm
a
gonna
thing.
try to tunnel.
I
between
hope number
Myron
one
and Emmy's
hears you moving too.
I still want to do the tunnel though, from that bedroom to the bathroom to the outside, but I also now want to tunnel between my room and Emmy's room. Just all of the secret tunnels. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah, well, that's definitely possible with what you got.
Secret tunnel.
All right. I'm going to take a quick picture of this so I can remember, and I'll label the rooms. So Zoxa, Emmy, Tita, anything you wanted to do while Minerva was talking with Zin and One?
Oh, so before everybody went to their rooms?
I'm gonna
Correct.
go play that video game. I'm gonna move myself.
Okay.
There's a video game?
Yeah.
All right.
That's how I learned how to fly my fighter pod thing.
Emmy, it's not necessarily a video game, more so a simulation so you can learn how to fly the fighter pod.
The simulator training, but I'm Tita, so it's a video game.
It's a video game. Kubrick is, he's at the front. I'm going to throw him at the front of the ship.
Wait, was I with it? I'm Emmy, what are you doing? I feel like I would want to show you my video
I
game.
can't move because McDagger's up on me and I can't like highlight myself to move me. Okay.
I just moved you.
Okay.
I feel like I
back in
would
his
want
room.
Emmy to be at my game with me. So if she's willing, I feel like I would be showing her my.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I'm there and I'm also going to like pull out a lighter that I got, like a pretty sweet lighter.
Okay. Sure.
And I'm just gonna say, hey Tita.
Yeah.
I got this for you. It made me think of you. I just wanted to make sure that you know that I'll be your light in the dark. But if I'm there, and then I'm gonna light the lighter for him. And just use this.
I will use my large arm to embrace you while using my small arm to take the lighter. And then I will just look at the lighter and then look at you and kind of be like, so like, you want to break it in right now? See, I don't even wait for her to answer. I'm already just
taking everything out. Yeah.
Sir, don't you threaten me with a good time.
All right, well, since I have no glass devices, I suppose I will roll some sort of point or something of that.
I am very interested to hear how you're going to roll something with pincers.
All right, so maybe I will take out all of the rolling things and then hand it back to Emmy.
Can I do
like
that?
Maybe I'll attempt and then be like, and like I'm shredding the rolling papers with my pincers. I'm just like, it looks like snowflakes, like when you just
like Edward Scissorhands going.
Yes, I was just thinking Edward Scissorhands. Yes.
Yeah, basically. So I'm gonna fiddle with that for a minute. If she doesn't step in, I'm gonna like just like push it over to her.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
Sure. Give me a dexterity check.
Oh, come on.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, I rolled a 2, so it's a 2.
Great.
Tita, Emmy finishes.
Yep.
She hands it to you.
Yep.
But what she hands to you immediately falls apart. All the fluff spills out.
I know what I did, so I'm gonna take out the bottle of booze that I got and make a little face and open it and just be like,
I'm gonna be more sad that like we couldn't just use the lighter than I am that we dropped the moss. So I'm just gonna kind of like I'm just gonna flick it myself, even though there's like nothing to light, and kind of use that to like cheers the bottle. and then I will like, and then I will grab it from you and swing it.
Nice. Okay.
We're the worst burnout people on the
So yeah, so I lit it. I lit nothing. Just it was in spirit, and then I took a sip.
All right.
And then I'm gonna
you
get back
just-
to showing you about the video game.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you just doing this right out in the open in the lounge area? But clearly, yes, because you are now back to the video game.
Yeah.
Very good. Zoxa, you saw Minerva kind of step away with Zin for a bit. You saw one kind of just skulk away to his room. You see Emmy and Tita fiddling around with, drugs and booze and video games. And yeah, what are you doing?
It seems we are back to our natural habitat. Therefore, I shall retreat to my room and put my face in my books.
All right. Sounds good. Anything in
Wait,
particular?
Emmy feels bad about that.
Why does Emmy feel bad about that?
No, wait. Can she follow him to his room?
Sure. Yeah. You're doing all this stuff with Tita, and then at one point you kind of like get me like, hey, hold on a sec, Tita, and you can follow Zoxa. Sure. So Zoxa, you head to your room to do some reading, and you get inside. You just set yourself up on the bed, kind of comfy with your books, and then
Yes. Get up and open the door.
Okay.
Emmy?
My friend, I know you're very, very busy. You have many things on your brain. I just thought that I would give you this. And she's going to hand him a little journal that she got in town. You seem like the type of guy that's writing a lot. I thought this might help you contain yourself.
He'll take it.
I didn't poison it or anything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries, sir. I'll just say that in the future, if you have any heavy thoughts on your brain, I'll be happy to take on a little bit of the weight, although my brain is not as heavy as yours. And then she's going to blow him a kiss and then just shut the door and walk away.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so I feel like at this point Minerva's probably making her way to the cockpit where Kubrick sitting. He's doing his little beep, 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 beep.
I'm just gonna give him some coordinates for where I see the thread going.
All right. So essentially, we're gonna just head back to where we entered the Great Inferno, but instead of taking that like little nexus point, just kind of keep going and circle around.
Essentially, yeah. I'll come back every now and then to make sure that you're still on the right course, but head for that for now.
Can do.
All right, cool. Give him like a pat on the back, and then I leave.
Yeah. Well, as you begin to step away, he's like, actually, question for you. Have you heard anything from Azaziel yet lately? Anything?
Yeah, but you're not gonna like it.
Well, how recent was it?
A couple days ago, maybe a week ago at this point. I'm not really sure, but it was before the underwater job.
Oh, I thought you mentioned that already.
Well, that I haven't heard from him since.
Not since. All right.
Why?
Yeah, it's no. It's odd. He never visited me in dreams like he did for you.
You met him in person, right?
Yeah, once. Yeah. It was it was a sight to see. Well, it was hard to even see. It was just so bright. But no, yeah, well, I saw him once. But no, it used to be more of a like I had that feeling like I knew he was kind of watching over me, but I haven't had that in a little bit. Like I feel like maybe his sight is blocked or something.
Well, I can't imagine what would do something like that to the solar that serves the goddess of knowledge, but it's concerning. But I mean, I haven't heard anything recently, but I'll let you know if I do.
All right. Yeah, please do. I'm interested to know what's going on because maybe a promise and hopefully he can keep it. So,
Yeah, hopefully.
all right.
She's gonna walk away. Is Tita still kind of alone at this point, or did
I would say, yeah, at this point, you're probably going to catch, because your conversations weren't super long. So I think that you're probably going to catch Tita right as Emmy stepped away to follow Zaxa. So you're probably just going to catch him right at that perfect point.
All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go up to Tita.
Sure.
What's been on your mind lately, Tita? You've been.
I'm still playing the game. Yeah.
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 Game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
I don't know that I'm gonna respond right away because I'm just like super into the game. I just smoked with Emmy. I'm still kind of like in a mood, so I think I'm just gonna I'm zoning. So yeah, pew 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 pew.
Or like Kubrick's his one dance move, the guns,
Yeah, finger guns.
finger guns.
She kind of like she'll speak like a little bit louder because she can kind of tell that like Tita's zoning a little bit. But she just says, I'll cut right to the chase, Tita. I know that you haven't been happy lately, and if you have problems with things and with me, I want you to know that you can just talk about that openly. I heard what you said earlier when we were getting breakfast.
All right, so we heard the first part. Didn't know that she was about to say the second part. Obviously, then heard the second part. So he is. I feel I'm not gonna look away from the simulator. Like I'm just gonna talk, but I'm not gonna look at her. I mean, nothing's been the same since Plonk left. And we didn't even know where we were. And you said we had to just follow you. And I feel like nothing's going right.
Do you want to know a secret?
I will stop playing and turn and look at you.
Game over.
I'm honestly not sure why you all ended up having to follow me. And it's not a situation that I would have chosen for you or for myself, honestly. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I wasn't really prepared for any of this either. And this shouldn't have happened to you. And I'm sorry. But if we are still going to be around each other, I would want us to be able to talk about things more than we do. But to be honest, sometimes I kind of feel just as stuck with this whole situation that you might be feeling.
That way, I kind of thought you were like in charge of us. Didn't you make us come here?
Well, maybe indirectly, but none of this is my design. I'm taking orders from someone else, and honestly, I never really wanted to make it seem like I was the one giving orders in this sort of situation either. I want us to be more of a team, but how much did I explain to you about what happened when you were all saved, when you were all gonna die that day?
I don't know. Do you know what it's like to be like zapped into another place a millisecond before you're gonna die? You could have talked to me for an hour. I don't know.
Well, I know a similar feeling, actually. Not of being zapped somewhere else, but of waking up somewhere unfamiliar and not knowing why you're there. Well, you know that me and Zin and Modi used to be on a team together. We worked on that ship that got destroyed by the Earth Titan. And we all serve a very powerful being known as a Solar.
Like,
he's the one
you
that
want to, or because you have to.
I imagine it's different for all of us, but he's the one that instructed me and Zin to pull you and Zoxa and Plonk from the moment you were going to die, because he had a plan for us, and that's where we ended up getting stuck. So
what's the plan now? He had a plan for us. One of us is missing.
I know. He had a plan and it failed, and right now I feel like I have to try and undo what we did, which is why I really want to get to the Dalk to see if we can help, because whatever's going on that planet is because of what we did, and by extension, what the Solar's design of this situation was. But as for the rest of you, I don't want you to feel like you're stuck here. It's not my intention to be ordering any of you around, even if some other being decided that I was supposed to be the leader of something. I don't think I'm good at that. So all of this is a really long-winded way of saying I want you to feel like you still can choose, whether it's what you do or what you say, no matter what it is or who it's about. Just, I'm not the one thinking for you, and I never want to be that.
Okay. He'll kind of just like pause for a moment, like look at her, and then like turn back to the game.
She'll walk away.
All right. Zin, what are you up to after your conversation with Minerva?
I mean, she's going to want to try and talk to Kubrick as soon as she can, but if Minerva goes there right after, maybe she'll kind of like, I don't know. She chose her bedroom. That was pretty cool. She already kind of knows the ship, so there's not much to explore.
Well, you've been on this ship. You helped to originally when Azazel got this ship for this particular mission, you did a lot of work on it. to help get it ready for space travel, because this is a decommissioned old gunship from the military that it's been just refurbished and put back together by you mostly. And yeah, so yeah, this ship pretty well.
Yeah. So there's nothing to really look around at. So I guess she's just gonna wait in like that central area until she sees Minerva come out, and then she'll head on in.
Yeah. Yeah, Minerva, when Minerva leaves and she seems to kind of beeline it for Tita, and then that kind of gives you your opening to head inside if you want to go talk to Kubrick, sure.
Just gonna roll on in.
Yeah, the door kind of, he looks back. Hey, he's in.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going. Head's still pounding a little bit, but
Yeah.
what are you going to do? It was a good night. It was a good night. I'm surprised you didn't stay. Why'd you leave?
It's not really my scene.
It's fair.
I don't really dance, so.
I bet you could do some pretty good spins with that thing, though.
That's true.
So, go ahead.
So it must be nice to be back in your element, I guess.
Oh, it's been tough not being able to fly, fighter pod, transport pod, nothing. This is where it's at. Hey, and get this. Emmy said that when we find her ship, I can captain it. I'm pretty well. No, so not captain. Yeah, pilot. I'm not. I'm not really the captaining type. I can pilot that, but that's about it. But I get to be your pilot, and it's a pretty nice ship. It could use some work. The outside. I don't know if you've seen it. Yeah, well, no, you were unconscious. Yeah, no. So it's nice. It's just it's a little rundown. It could use some work. But overall, pretty nice piece of machinery. I would not mind getting my hands on that.
Sweet, good for you, man.
Yeah. She's growing on me too. She was annoying at first, but we had fun. It was a good time.
I'm glad. She's definitely got a lot about her.
That's for sure. So what's up? Just coming to hang out, or?
Kind of. Not really. Don't really know anybody else that well, except for Minerva, but she doesn't seem like she wants to talk right now.
Yeah, she's got a lot going on. I know she just was telling me this. She's having issues with Azazel. It's like not reaching out or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's certainly a lot. So I did want to hang out, but I also wanted to talk. Why, if you don't mind me asking, I thought, well, Minerva's thing, you're supposed to be able to see it if you're an ASMR, and I thought, again, very personal, but I thought you were an ASMR.
Yeah, I am.
So why can't you see it then?
No.
Okay.
You can, just so you know, you can always insight check. Keep that in mind as a player. You can always say, how do I feel about this situation?
Yep, I'm gonna do that right now. Come on, let's do it. Oh, bam. Oh, I hate everything.
Oh, yeah, and I would like to point out, I believe this is a skill check, and you still have a level of exhaustion, which means you're currently at disadvantage. So whatever you just rolled could be worse.
Nope. I rolled a 3 plus 5.
3 plus 5?
Yeah, that's an 8.
Seems pretty straightforward.
All right, I guess. I never really asked you what you do, really. I mean, you have a sword, but like, what's your whole shtick? Why are you even here?
It's a job. Zaziel thought I could do it, keep you guys safe and piloted to your destinations, and so far so good, I guess. Well, you know, we lost one, but I would say that doesn't really have anything to do with me.
It's bold of you to say, but
I was not even there.
that's true, I guess. I mean,
And no way do I blame Tita or Minerva.
yeah.
You know, they couldn't have done anything. And from what they tell me, Plonk made the decision to go. So
That's true.
I don't know that I can really call that. Obviously, yeah, it is a loss, but I can't really call it a loss. She left. So
That's true.
you can for I would say with your passive insight, you can kind of see that yeah, he seems like upset, but at the same time, like it is what it is kind of situation.
Yeah.
So that's his kind of take on it at the moment.
Mm.
So what we're supposed to be taking on pirates or something? Is that what's going on?
I guess if that's what he said, but
Yeah, well, it's a good thing I got this sword. And he pulls this sword out, and it's not as nice as his other sword. His other sword was real sleek. This one is just kind of, it's a rapier. It is what it is. He's like, it's kind of basic, but it'll do the trick. You know, my new smite powers that I get from G.U.N. Regular mundane weapon, a little bit more powerful with that.
pretty fancy. Mm.
Anything else you got? You good? Or
That's pretty much it with with the
pretty
roles
much
that I've
with
got.
Kubrick? Yeah, everything seems normal with Kubrick. He's just, you know, a little tired.
I'm gonna crack that case one day. I'm gonna get
Someday. Someday. All right.
puzzle.
So, is there anything else that you would like to do this day? Because you left at noon, you've been traveling for a few hours well, actually, no, you left later than noon because Azaxa did some research. So you left probably like 2:30. So you're looking at, it's probably like 8 o'clock at night. Kubrick says, hey, if anyone wants to take controls for a little bit, I'll go cook dinner.
I'm gonna go talk to Zoxa.
Kubrick's like, all right.
I mean, no, I don't say that to Kubrick. I'm just saying that, like.
Oh no, I know.
I can't really fly it, so I can't.
Yeah. Okay, so you head to Zoxa, Minerva.
I'm assuming that the door is still shut.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
He'll open the door. I believe you knocked, correct?
Yep.
There it is.
Slight delay. It's on delay.
Minerva?
There's something Zin and I were talking about that you should probably know.
What's that?
So I mentioned earlier while I was using the mask that we are going to be heading to your star system. We have two options. We could get a drill, backtrack, and go through the ice and come out the other side closer to your planet. Or from the center of the elemental chaos, we could hook around, get to your planet faster, but it's going to be a lot more dangerous. And you don't have to make a decision on this now, but I wanted you to know, because I will definitely be asking your opinion when we need to cross that bridge.
All right.
So either slower and faster, no, slower and safer, or faster and more dangerous. But again, you don't need to answer now. I just thought you'd want to know.
Thank you. I will let you know. I need time to think about it.
No, yeah, that's That's why I'm telling you well before we should have to decide that.
Gotta go write in his journal.
Yeah, she'll walk away.
All right. Very good.
He closes the door and then goes back.
Kubrick is yelling from the cabin. Tita, where are you right now? Are you still at the video game?
What time is it you just said?
It's like 8 o'clock at night. You're starting to get rumblies in your tumblies.
Yeah, I was already thinking I'm probably gonna head.
Right, as you're leaving the video game and starting to head toward the kitchen area, Kubrick yells through the cockpit, through the gun room, into the lounge where you are. He's like, "Can you watch the controls real quick? I can cook us all food."
All right, so then I guess I'm going to the front then.
And he's like, "Finally, I've been trying to get someone to take these controls for like the last half hour." All right, what do you want, Tita? Thanks for stopping in.
I mean, whatever you're making, just make me double.
For taking this spot for me, I will do that. No problem. And yeah.
Is there anything I need to know? Like, I've never flown this before. Like, I've only flown the little fighter pod, so I'm kind of like, yeah.
It's pretty much the same as the fighter pod. It's got a lot of the same controls. There are a few extra systems. Just don't touch those. Just keep us straight. Just keep us straight. And yell if something bad's happening.
Okay.
This is the intercom button. You just press and hold this, and you can speak, and we'll all hear it.
Got it.
Okay, good. And Kubrick leaves you alone in the cockpit.
Great. Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, no, he'll head to the kitchen, start cooking up a meal. It's, freeze-dried mutton with freeze-dried potatoes and freeze-dried veggies. Just all of the freeze-dried. But no, he cooks it up all, professional-like. And he sets the tables and whatnot. And he'll take a plate for himself and head back to the cockpit and say, "Tita, there's a double plate for you waiting at the table with everyone else." And he will go sit at his cockpit seat and eat his meal alone.
Okay, well then I will fake salute him, I guess, and then go and then I will go find my plate.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, so is anyone else heading to dinner?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, so yeah, dinner comes. Everyone heads there. One just kind of pops his head in. Food.
Is that a question, or are you demanding things?
It's a little of both, I guess.
Make it become a full question, and then you can have it.
What's the magic word?
He turns around and walks away. Modi, you actually, Minerva, you haven't seen Modi in a few hours. He's just nowhere. He hasn't come to dinner or anything.
No Modi?
No Modi. He's not here.
I can't have that.
I also cannot have that.
What?
I do not accept.
All right. Well, search for Modi's on then.
Do we know where? I mean, I'm at his room. Do I know that's his room?
Heading to his room. You do know that that's his room, yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do the shave and a haircut.
Sure. Yeah, you knock. There's no answer.
Is the door locked?
You can try it, and you kind of jiggle the handle. It is not locked.
Okay. I'm gonna knock while I open it. Pardon me, sir?
You pop the door open, take a peek inside. It's not there.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
I also go look around for Modi.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. God, where would he even be on the ship? I guess I'm just gonna like, I don't know, pop my head like into the armory or like knock on the door of the bathroom, like just.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you pop into the armory. You kind of like look behind all the benches and whatnot. It's not in there. You check the bathrooms. It's not in there.
The engine room?
Poke around the engine room. It's not in there.
The cargo bay.
Poke around the cargo bay. Not that you can see. It's not there.
She like she short circuits for a little bit, but she'll go back to the mess hall and hope that he's there when she gets back.
Sure. Emmy, how about you? Are you doing anything else?
I'm sorry. Emmy was just having terrible glitch problems and didn't hear like the last 30 seconds. So
Not a problem. Minerva, she kind of bounced around the ship. She went to the armory. She went to the bathroom. She went to the engine room. She went to the cargo bay. Kind of
Like
did like a
not
little.
in the transport pod either.
Oh, you didn't mention that you're checking the transport pod, yeah.
That's in the cargo bay.
Wait, didn't say you were going into
So is the
ship?
speeder. You didn't expect the speeder.
I'm gonna check in the transport pod then.
Yeah, sure. You check in the transport pod, and he is there. However, he is kind of like laid back, kind of like sprawled in one of the chairs, just kind of like motionless.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to him and shake his shoulder. Modi?
Doesn't seem to react.
Healing hands then immediately. He gets 5 hit points.
Sure.
Or, wait. He gets 6 hit points.
6 hit points. Wow.
God, I was at level 6 now.
Yeah, your golden energy washes through his body, and there doesn't seem to be any change. He doesn't. Looking at him, he doesn't look physically injured. He's just kind of laying back.
Are his eyes closed or open?
They are closed.
Can I find a pulse or a breath?
Yeah, make a medicine check.
Okay. 16 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Yeah. So you immediately go over and kind of put your fingers, trying to check for a pulse, and there is one. And it's not faint by any means. It's there. He just seems to be maybe in some sort of trance.
A trance of sprawled out.
Sprawled.
Yeah. I want to like shift him so that he's in like a more comfortable position, and then I'm just gonna take another seat in the transport pod, and I'm not gonna leave until he wakes up.
Sure. Okay. While you're doing that, what's everyone else doing?
I feel like wouldn't Emmy care? Like, would she be anywhere near that?
Would you care? Would you be there? You tell me.
Well, I mean, I do have something for him, so I guess I would care, seeing as how I noticed he wasn't in his room.
Yeah, if you and Minerva are constantly searching and whatnot, and then she doesn't come back for a second, you can probably assume that she's down there, and you can make your way down. Sure.
Okay. I mean, I don't know why.
Yeah, you kind of step into the pod. It has one of those gangway style drawbridge, whatever entrances in the back. And you kind of, as you walk inside, it's just 3 rows of just 2 seats up. And then there's a kind of a cockpit area with 2 additional seats. And you see Modi is kind of he's kind of propped up in the front of the passenger section. And Minerva's kind of or sitting next to him. But he doesn't seem to be moving at all.
All right. Well, I just want to leave the little teddy bear that I got him on him, and just ever so quietly creep away. Seems like
Minerva
everything
gives you
is okay.
Just because it's you, Emmy, make a stealth check for creeping away.
So good. So good. I'm just gonna tiptoe, crash, bang, everything.
Piece of 6.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing well today.
no, you have great intentions. You want to be quiet to not disturb the sleeping man. However, as you do your little like kind of backwards stepping, you don't look where you're going, and you just kind of topple right over the next chair, crashing head over heels. Just you get up to dust yourself off, make it look like no one saw, but of course Minerva saw.
Yeah, she turns around and she just says, "Are you okay?"
Am I?
You've had much worse falls in your life.
I'm fine. I just didn't want to wake the baby. It seems like there's a baby over here sleeping. I'm just gonna. As long as you're watching the baby.
All right.
Prince.
So as you are all eating in Minerva, you're sitting with Modi and Emmy. As soon as you start to step off of the pod, your ship is just rocketed, like something slams into the side of it, and you can feel the shields kind of warp and then kind of back up as some type of missile just slammed into the side of your ship.
I'm gonna spring right up and say, "It wasn't me that time."
I didn't think it was.
You hear Kubrick over the intercom. Boss, we got some incoming fiend ships. Can't really see how many. If I could get a helmsman, scanners might help. They're real small. It's tough to tell.
Do we still all have the communicators in?
Yeah, but this is just the ship's comms. But yes, I don't know who does. I believe it's the 5 of you plus one other person. I don't know which person that is. I know you took it from Kubrick, even though I feel like he should be the one to have it since he's the pilot. But it's perfect. I think Modi might have it. I think because you didn't give it to Diambra.
No.
Bodhi's got a whole mood going on right now.
Yeah.
With him.
So when the ship gets slammed and you kind of all shudder and get thrown about, Modi's body gets kind of tossed off of the chair and he kind of just crumples to the ground and rolls a bit. You kind of catch yourself and you try to grab him, but it's, there's not much you can do when you're thrown off balance.
That's happening and the ship is getting all tossed about. I'm still in the mess hall. I'm messing with the lighter that Emmy gave me, so then we get jostled and I'm like, ooh, I'm like juggling it. And then it's kind of like I think I'm gonna, and then I catch it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got it, and then I put it away because clearly things are happening. So then I put it away.
I think that with this, we only have 15 minutes left. I think we're probably just going to end a little early with a message coming in, not just over the intercom, but over the visuals throughout the ship. You see this purplish. It's like a purpley skinned creature that has like these shimmers of like gold and copper to it. Spines just completely covering their face all the way through the back of their head. You can see a long tail kind of flickering behind them. And just their entire body is covered in these spikes. And they're like, you angel bloods will pay. You will all die. And then they fire again. And with that, we are going to end this evening and pick back up right with the action next time. So this should be pretty fun and exciting. I can't wait to get into some space combat. I have, for those viewers who are interested, I have taken a good portion of the rules from Starfinder. My light is really killing this. But yeah, a good portion from Starfinder. I've kind of adapted it for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. So we're going to be able to take a look at how combat is going to work in space with spaceships and all that fun stuff next time. So yes, and the last thing I did want to mention, Priya mentioned it earlier, we are going to have a survey out about what works best for all of our viewers and our audience for a new day. So if Monday works best, fantastic, let us know. If Monday's not a great day, let us know what is. We're gonna have a survey. I think the survey's on what? Is that on Discord?
Yeah, so there's a link to it in the Discord. There's also a link to it on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr.
Okay, you heard it from the woman. So yeah, definitely reach out to us, let us know. Again, throw comments at the bottom of our videos, even if you're letting us know what day works at in the comments. That's fantastic. We want to make sure that it's the best day for you, the most convenient. So let us know. And with that, I hope everyone has a great night. Congratulations to the Buccaneers for winning the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, clearly
Get it, PB12.
fantastic.
Yes, but I love you.
All right, well, that's it for us. Have a fantastic evening, everyone. Thanks so much for sticking with us this late. Have a great night.